Okay, how's it going? I decided I want to do a little bit of practice in the limited late. And I figured, what the heck, I'll go ahead and stream it. And then, since we're staying at Eldora, I figured, week 2 for the 360 sprints will be here. So I'll probably do a little work for both of the cars. So chose a official practice session that didn't have a lot of people in it, so I'm gonna hopefully try to get a good build going for the tacky, and then hopefully people start joining and get the track slicked up. So, have I started one? Okay, so I began one, but I'll just restart. Although that's Volusia anyway. Okay. So alright, let's go out there and run. The first thing I'm gonna do is just move the ballast back. I just prefer it. Just prefer that. So, and I want to lose some of the fuel. Because for the official series, I think what I've read on the forums is you only need about 6 or 7 gallons. So I'm gonna lose a little bit of it here. Let me just set that with the lower fuel, and then I want to look at what the crossweight originally was. Okay, 51.6. Alright. Alright, for now, let's just go out with that. Just get some time in. So, actually the track is slicked up a little bit. Looks like this was a practice session for those who were getting into the race. Alright, he's stopping. Oops. Yeah, I'm very bad in this car because it's a little underpowered, so I'll just steer it into the corner like it's a sprint car, and this car is like the exact opposite of it. But since it's got no rear parts, it's so tail happy. This is definitely a fun little car. So let's get a few laps here as I get used to how wide the car is compared to the sprint car. Just take it easy, follow the 18 around. Ooh, also has the top time, so he's a good guy to follow. I noticed compared to the crate and the pro and the super, I call the pro car the crate late model, because I mean that's what it is anyways. But try to use their names what it is in the sim so you know what they are. This car seems to be a lot harder to drive smoother because it tends to snap a little bit more. Since it doesn't have a lot of power too, it catches a lot earlier than like the super late. Super late will just slide all day. Whereas this car, it tends to catch a little bit quicker. See, like right there, it caught like almost instantly as soon as I counter steered. So I think with this car, you got to use just a little less steering input than I think you have to.
Got a slow car ahead on the bottom. Hard stop down low. Go high.
So it looks like we're scraping the 17.3s, and I know I can do faster than that. So. decent point. Do something about that scraping, because it is scraping a little bit too much, especially on entry, so I'll have to... I hear it on the left side of my headset, so it might just be the... Might be the left rear? I'm not sure. Ugh, man, that was almost a 2. Could have been 1, but... So, the leader of this... Well, fastest time, I should just say, is a 17 flat. So, I've got some time to make up. We got 15 laps in. It'll be 15 at the line. Yeah, let's go ahead and get back in. Come back in and start doing some setups. No one's on the track, so I'll just park it wherever the hell I feel like. Alright, so still trying to figure out what to do with all the tire temps and stuff, so gonna just leave that alone for now. This was holds the rear axle in place. Higher bar means more oversteer. J bar regular on the X side allows for more rolling. Go and helps the car rotate. That's throttle. Alright. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try something a little weird here. Okay, so it's 51.6, 110 pounds on the left rear. Okay. No, that's close enough. Let's re-raise it again. Basically just trying to keep this up in the air. Let's see. Oh, that's annoying. Does this adjust it? No, it doesn't, does it? Okay. Fearing I'm putting a little bit too much weight on the back. Okay, let's so it's too high. Let's lower that back down. Can we get it? Finally. Does that make it go over? It shouldn't. Okay, so let's get it back to about... Okay, so that's 51.5. Let's drop that down. So I'm increasing the left rear spring because that should make it understeer a little bit in mid-center, and I'm hoping that when I start to straighten out the car, trying to get the car, set up for the exit, that's gonna catch a little bit better. It's gonna bite a little bit quicker. To counterbalance the understeer, I'm taking a little bit of the cross weight out. putting a little extra weight on the right rear and see what it's going to do. So, and I'm going to go up to a 486 on the gear and just see if it gets a little bit faster, because it's hard to tell. To me, the engine always sounds bogged down, but it isn't a very powerful engine, so if the 486 makes the top off too quickly, I'll probably go back on it. So, adding that 25 pounds of left rear spring, that I can already feel a little bit of a difference in the car. So, let's take it a little easy here. Okay, there we go. Just experimenting with the springs right now. I just want to see what they end up doing. And remember, we can always go back. Doesn't seem to want to get sideways anymore. So I'm just not being brave enough on the throttle yet, or the steering yet. So that left rear spring increase. The car doesn't want to get it sideways now. Like, as soon as it gets sideways, it just it seems to bite a little bit more. Not saying that this is bad though, because it might be able to work with that. Good thing is too is it seems like the car is only scraping. The car's only scraping on the entry of the corner. Seems to be scraping a lot less than it was before. I think it might have just gave the right rear a little bit too much bite. Because with a stiffer left rear spring, it's gonna want to throw the weight onto that right rear tire quicker. Remember, that's not static weight, that's dynamic weight. That's something you won't see in the garage. So then my next question is going to be, what happens if we go the other way and take 25 pounds out of what it was before? So we started with, what, a 200-pound spring, and we went up to 225. So what happens if I put a 175 in? How's the car going to feel? Is it going to feel drastically different? Probably will, actually, so, well, only one way to find out. It's a good spot to park. No one's ever going to be down there. Okay, so stiffer left rear. Just call it that for now. Okay, so the cross weight was 110 pounds on the left rear on the baseline, so I'll probably try to get near that again. Was that good? That was good, okay. So that's actually about the same crossweight that we had in the other one. So... Yep, so definitely going to write that down in my notes. Tends to want to slide a little bit more on the entry of the corner. I could work with that. Seems like my entry's improved a lot, but my exit's suffering a little bit, but I can work with that. That's not too hard. Yeah, I kind of like how that's getting into the corner. Once I fix exit, that's going to feel really good. Yeah, I'm trying to counter steer a little bit too much to try to get it to bite quicker, and it's suffering. 288, it's not too bad.
Slow car ahead. Car stopped up top. Go high.
Seems to like it when I swing out a little bit wider with the spring. That's interesting. I could definitely work with that.
Got a slow car ahead on the bottom.
Yeah, and that 486 seems to be just fine. That guy was worried he was going to hit the chip, and it's not even hitting the chip one time, so I'm going to probably keep that 486 in. Might want the 469 if the track's a little bit too slick. So. But for right now, you can kind of see a line forming. It's getting a little rubbered in, but it's barely right now. Alright, not bad. I can work with that. Okay, so that's higher angle is looser in corner entry, tighter corner exit. This one also, it's higher bar, more oversteer. So let's go ahead and... Yeah, let's go ahead and drop that one. Maybe beneficial to run a little lower height. Might have to move the ballast back forward too. Might have moved it back too far. Just have to experiment.
Got one inside.
I will be getting to the sprint car soon. I just want to spend some time with this car first. Yeah, you might be right. It might have been just throwing it in a little too hard. Definitely lowering the rake though, it makes it feel a lot better. Nice little rubber patch starting to form there in turn 4. In turn 2. Just too used to the sprint car. Gotta learn to finesse this car a little bit more. Yeah, definitely straightened it out a little bit too early there. And then I threw it in too hard there. So that's what not to do on a dirt track. Now I jump the cushion. Now I just look like I don't know what I'm doing.
The car stopped on the bottom. Got a slow car ahead on the bottom. Go low.
I might go back on that change. Me try to run up toward the wall again. Because it doesn't like it when I'm on the high side.
Car stopped on the bottom.
Maybe you need to use a little bit of brake instead. I don't know. I'm still, like I said, I'm still trying to learn the late model, so... Sprint car, I feel a lot more confident in. The late model, I do not.
Got a slow car ahead on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that brakes aren't really helping too much. But the cushion's all the way out by the wall. They're in 4 now. I might go back on that change and change something else.
Go high.
That worked. Alright, so I don't think I like that change. But I do like this. I overall think the softer spring does feel a little bit better. If I can spell soft right. There we go. So I think I'll just run with it a little bit longer. Let's see here. Tighter on corner entry, looser on corner exit. But that's the higher angle, so it would go the opposite direction. So tighten it up a little bit on entry. No, it would loosen it on entry, tighter on the corner exit. Yeah, so let's drop that down. 2 clicks and see how it feels. What's my temps look like? Cambers are pretty good. Might also try a click a stagger for the hell of it too. The track right now is pretty, it's pretty tacky. There's a little bit of a line you can kind of see there in 4 Foreman. It's starting to rubber up a little bit. So I guess it's tacky, heavy, you know, whatever terminology you want to use. Use the throttle enter in, yeah. That's what I was thinking. I didn't know if the brakes would help out in this car or not. Yeah, right front brake is disconnected, so I don't know. Well, as I always say, if a setup change doesn't work, just go back on it. Do not fear failure. See that line where I go out and aim for those yellow barrels out of 4? I do that in a sprint car all the time. I don't know if that's a good line in the late model. Sure is fun, though. Car handles way different now. Okay. Basically, I wanted to add understeer to the exit of the corner. Hoping that it would tighten up a little bit quicker and bite. Wow, this drives so much different when you... Yeah, I've noticed that the J-bar height, you could feel those changes even with like 1 or 2 clicks like right away. Changes the way that the car drives altogether. See, the entrance of 3 is starting to rubber up too. It's starting to, what do you say, patch over or whatever. It's starting to patch right up. 1 is still pretty okay, but you can see that big patch right there that I'm running over right now. So it's starting to slick up a little bit, which means I might not be hitting my best times anymore. Don't know how much the times affect the late model. I know a sprint car, it'll fall out quite a bit. So close to not hitting it. See, now it just doesn't feel... It feels a little bit too loose on entry. Exit feels pretty good, so... I might be able to get away with just doing a shock adjustment or something like that. Yeah, bottom of 3 and 4 is pretty much patched over now. Hope you can still see that on the stream. I know the streaming bit rates aren't very good, so it might be just a little foggy or blurry. I don't know the right terminology for that. Okay. So from what I know, kind of noticed that the shocks do on the paved ovals and dirt ovals, the shocks do act the same. So if I wanted to understeer a little bit, entering the corner, I can lower this or raise this. Since this one's pretty soft, let's go ahead and 2 clicks. Yeah, let's go 2 clicks. Should probably feel it right away. The other alternative too is maybe add a packer in. Yeah, maybe just add a spring rubber, see what it's gonna do too. That might have been a little too far. Maybe I'll go back and try one click. Or maybe I'll just practice it for a few laps. I love getting close to those barrels.
Slow car ahead.
I do it in the sprint car all the time.
Go high.
Oh, that's a bad corner. Alright, one thing I want to do after this too is I actually want to go back to the baseline setup and just see what the difference is. Did I make it better or worse? So I don't know about that shock change. Maybe I'll go one click back down. Maybe I just needed just a little bit. Try it again. If I make the right rear hard though, that'll give it. It'll bite more, but it'll make it oversteer more, won't it? Problem's not the exit, or the exit's problem right now is I'm having trouble with it biting off the corner. So adding more oversteer wouldn't really help, would it? I mean, I could try it. Are you talking like overall the bumps or just the shocks in general? Like lower everything on the left rear and the right rear, or lower the left rear, stiffen the right rear. Okay, maybe. Alright, so why don't I go ahead and put these both at 6 to see what it does for the heck of it. Stiffen the right rear and soften the left rear. I didn't go extreme. It was 3 clicks down on the left rear, 4 clicks up on the right rear. Let's see what it does.
Got a slow car ahead on the bottom. Got one outside. Clear outside. Outside.
Whoops. Did a little bit of a slide job there and I didn't even mean to. Hope he didn't mind that. Yeah, it seems to good good advice by the way, because it seems to be biting a little bit sooner, and I like that. Like it feels very solid off the corner entry, but it's biting quicker. I think I can run in the 2s and 3s again. I just gotta stop screwing up. Yeah, you can see my entry. I'm gaining time on my entry now, or exit, excuse me. One thing about Eldora, though, I still don't know how to take 3 and 4. I seem to get 1 and 2 down, but 3 and 4 I'm still really bad at. I'll figure it out eventually. This is probably out of the 3 paid dirt tracks. USA is not really a dirt track. I mean, they put dirt over the asphalt. I mean, they did that because they wanted a free track off the bat. So, I mean, that was nice of them.
Clear.
Oh. Thought he was going to hit me. But out of Volusia, Eldora, and Williams Grove, the first 3 we got, Eldora is probably the one I haven't ran the most. So, I just got to spend a little bit more time here. Really feel the track slicking up now, so I think those like tops, 7 times are probably not going to get touched again. But I will say though, the car feels much better off the corner now. Oh, a little bit too much. That was just a bad corner, so ignore that. Ugh. Alright. Good thing is it is patched over, but it hasn't lost all grip yet. Yeah, dirt is so fun. I love this so much. I've done 100. I'll be doing my 105th lap here shortly, and it doesn't feel like I've actually done 105 laps. It's just, God, dirt is so fun. Don't get a lot of time at Eldora to take a tear off. Alright, let's run a couple laps here, one-handed, because My setup philosophy is going to be if I can't handle the setup with one hand, it's not a good setup. So that's what I'm doing right now. Only steering with my left hand. See, when you shut up and drive, I mean, I'm driving one-handed right now. When you shut up and drive, that's how you know the set's almost there. Alright, so Trey had other suggestions, I bet, so I'm gonna have to go in and check them out. He seems to... seems to know how to make a car handle pretty good. Hey, thanks for the help there, Trey. I hope you have a good one. Okay, so what else did he have? Let's see. Soft right front, medium left front, or right front medium, left front hard. Okay. So left front. Okay, so that's already pretty stiff because this range is what 2 to 9, so 7. Yeah, just yeah, okay. But yeah, that 6.6 change to the rear shocks. Originally it's 2, and this side is +9. This side is +2 on baseline. I made it 6.6, and man, that car came right in. So that was definitely a very good change. Alright, let me save that, and I'll have to go try that on a tacky track, because track is starting to patch over. But for now, since I did 100 laps, 112 laps, I'm gonna go ahead and get the 360 out there. So, let's see. Let me at least just put the TV3 camera on while I set it up. I'm just gonna do a self-test session in the 360 since they don't have any practice sessions on me for that. 360, go to Dora. I guess I'll just make it afternoon weather. Love how you can hear the chassis scraping like the entire way around the course. I'll have to adjust the ride heights for that, because it looks like from the external camera the splitter in the front there is what's dragging on the ground. Alrighty. So the reason I'm picking 360 and Eldora is because of this will be week 2 for the Dirt Car 360 series. All right, I should have probably shoot. I should have deregistered from that private session or practice session, because then that won't go away. So let me go ahead and do that. Dang it. There we go. I forgot that even for practice sessions that box will flash, and it will do it the entire time I'm even in the car, so that would annoy the heck out of me. So I'm going to go ahead and deregister, and there we go. Alright. So hopefully it's not going to come back up. Are you kidding me? Yeah, because it'll flash in the car. God dang it. Can you please stop? I'm not registered to anything. Can I please self-test right now? Come on, iRacing. Work with me here. Okay. There we go. It's not doing it anymore. Alright. So, let's just start with the bare bones Eldora set, and let's go out and run. I'll probably just run 10 laps to start out. Wait. Still didn't do it right. If we're gonna be in a sprint car, we gotta do it correctly. Yeah, there we go. 360. The sprint cars handle so differently than the late models. So I know when the track is tacky, the tackiest track, I can run the low line almost flat-footing it around here. I'm gonna hit the wall. Just scraped it. Yeah, it's still good. It's still good. Just breathe the throttle a little bit on entry and just flat foot it from there. I wasn't joking when I say in a sprint car I always aim for those yellow barrels on the exit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get a solid baseline underneath me for this track. You can see it's fairly easy to drive, but once I get the setup feeling really good for me, I think I'll end up redoing the session, but putting a lot of rubber onto the track, because this place, when it rubbers in, it's actually pretty hard to drive, but right now it's so easy. But this track changes when there's rubber on the track. Oh man, did I ever mention that this car is fun? No, whoops. Let me mute that. There we go. Alright, so what could we do to gain a little extra time here? I think... Let's see, it's more outbound makes it tighter. More outbound makes it freer. So let's go ahead. I'm going to add 2 clicks that way, and then I want to... No, I want to go the other way. So I'll get it back to 42.3 or 48.3. So let's just go back to the baseline set. So when you do just the wheel offset, it does change the cross weight. Just a tad. Okay. And let's see, that will lower the car, right? Yeah. Let's see. Do I want to go down that far? Let's see. Let's add a click back. Yeah, let's try it there. Also go down 2 gears to a 578. Let's see what that does. Basically what I did was I put a crap ton of oversteer into the car. I'm gonna see what it's gonna do. It just seems to be sliding a little bit more. So you know what? I think I might just do that adjustment I did on the late model where I stiffen the right rear and lower the left rear. think I was right in choosing the 578. .1 is my best time. Yeah, I can't wait till iRacing decides to give us quarter miles and thirds, because this car will be really fun on small courses. I really hope they break that thing of, oh, we must always have the pit road on the inside, because that will alienate so many small tracks that this car needs. Really, the 305 needs it too, and I bet even the crate leads and the limited leads will be a lot more fun on the smaller tracks too. I might go one more click back on the wheel offset on the right side, and then call it good for adjusting that. And then I might play around with the shocks too. It's just so easy, though. Just do a bunch of laps. It's dirt, man. It's dirt racing. Not gonna play around with the stagger just yet, but I'll raise it back up, right? Yeah. Wait, what did it do to the crossway? Corner weight is 510. Added 2 pounds back to that. Okay. Inbound is negative, outbound is positive. More outbound makes it freer. So, but that still got rid of weight. That's interesting. Oh, whatever. Anyway. Let's even those out. We added a little crossweight back. Right, so start that. And then I just want to check something on this side again. Alright, yeah, so I did adjust that. I tend to like the car to be a little bit more, what do you say, like... Okay, so in case you don't know, with the wing position, that's the adjustment you can actually do inside the car. The more forward the wing is, so more towards 0 for this adjustment, the more it wants to slide. You know, once you get into the corner, it wants to get more sideways. And the more back you have it, so closer to -10, the straighter it wants to be, so it'll tighten the chassis up. I tend to like to have... I noticed for myself, I like to have between -2 and 3, and then when the track's really slick, either -4 or 5. So, let's just go out and try those changes. think if I'm gonna swing out wide like that, though, I gotta move the wing back. So it just loves the slide. So let's actually move the wing forward, and then I'll start entering lower. Take a shallow exit or entry. It seems to be liking that a little bit better. See, I think the problem is the car just feels a little off, and I did too many changes at one time. And since I don't know what I'm doing with these cars yet, that's a no-no. I mean, the Tour Modified, I'll make 14 adjustments at one time because I already know what that car is going to do, and I know what the adjustments are going to do. I don't know this car yet, and this is on dirt, a whole different thing than what we've been racing the last few years. So, I made a wheel offset and 2 shock changes, and now I'm kind of wondering, you know, like what was bad. Like, it just feels off just by a tiny bit, but like, because I didn't test each thing separately, I don't know what it was. Might be I added too much crossway back, I don't know. Maybe I played with the ride heights too much on the left side. It's always a possibility. Those actually seem to be getting a little bit better now that I'm burning off fuel. But then again, the car always gets faster when you're burning off fuel, and that's realistic. Woohoo! I was gonna hit the wall there. Tear off. felt a little wonky in the beginning, but now it feels very solid. Just driving it feels really good. It's doing everything I wanted to right now, so okay. Maybe that adjustment wasn't so bad. There we go, finally hit the inner wall. That's all I wanted to do. Thinking about maybe adjusting the stagger too, but I don't know. Just it feels pretty good right now. I don't know if it needs it. Let's see. Did that? I know he did. So. Alright, I was gonna make another shock adjustment, but let's just screw with the weight right now. That's what default is, right? 450 and 1.5, negative 1.5. Yes. Okay. I think that's a little bit too much. So I'm gonna take a little weight out of the right front, and that will lower it just a tad. Lower the right front just a tad. So not only will that... Well, that'll lower the right front, and when the right front is lowered, it'll make it oversteer a little bit more on the entry. I was gonna say I'm lowering the crossweight, but no, I'm trying to actually get it up a little bit more. Okay, so that's back to normal. Then we're just gonna try that. All right. Let's see these little fine-tune adjustments. Must always do that when I leave the pits. Oh, it feels very oversteery on the entry now. Can't be just because I went down one click on that. Okay, so let me let me try just adding a little bit. No, I want it on entry, completely on entry. So let's go down on that side, just one click. I'm expected to be about 1/10 to 2/10 off, because The 126 was ran when it was lower fuel, burnt off a lot of fuel. Maybe move the wing back, flick, and see if that helps it. Yeah, just in the wing position helped out a lot. Definitely helped out entry. Yeah, as soon as I move that wing back, this car is feeling really good now. Oh, come on, dirt. There we go. Yeah, I'll hit the tear off when I can. You don't get a lot of downtime on this track. There we go. Alright, time to drive with one hand again just to see what the car is going to do. Sprint car is much easier to drive with one hand than with a late model. A lot less steering input in the sprint car. Okay, now that some fuel's burnt off, see what it's going to do if I put the wing angle back, or is it just going to feel that snap and like it did on entry earlier? Seems like I can run a lane up and only lose a little bit of time, so that's pretty good. Finally set a better time. So yeah, I moved the wing angle back down to -2. Now I'm going to start setting better times, it looks like. I was off by a full hundreds. That's crazy. Or thousand, excuse me. Wow. That was awesome. Five laps to go on this fuel run. So what do you say, let's just run her out of fuel.
We're almost out of fuel, but it looks like
Man,
we'll make
almost
it
at
to
the
the end.
13s.
We're running low on fuel. We should be able to make it to the end.
You mean till the end? What end is my spotter talking about? And I am
We're out
out.
of fuel.
Ah, darn. So yeah, just ran 110 laps in this session. You'll be able to see, even solo practicing, you'll be able to see a difference in the track. It'll probably be pretty minute because there's no, it's just me on the track. There isn't anybody else. Should look at it. Let's actually do like a blimp, or let's do chopper. So those are the first few laps that I took, and then just like, I don't know, going 40 laps. You can kind of see where some of the looser stuff that when I was running by the wall, some of the looser stuff moved up a little bit. That's kind of where I was riding the cushion a little bit. I mean, they're pretty minute, but I could definitely tell that the cushion was getting pushed up. And yeah, you can kind of see it's about a half lane up now. Noticed in 3 and 4 also, it was about, yeah, right there. I ran the low side and I ran the cushion, so like this part right here was not, this loose stuff right here wasn't getting wiped off, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And 1/1000th away from the 13, or two, well technically 2/1000s, but yeah, so close. Alright, let's make this the tacky net. And then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this setup and I am going to run a slick session. So I'm going to make it, I don't know, 65, 70, 70%, whatever. Then, I want to see how the setup's going to fare there. I'm probably going to have to tighten it up a little bit. Of course, if I run below the rubber, then that might not even matter. Okay. It's a nice defined line up there, but I tend to like to run down here, so... Whoa! Hi! Hi! How you doing? So the track's way different now. Let me move the wing back a little bit. So I'm still finding that moisture on the bottom. As long as I don't stay in the rubbered up stuff. Yeah, there's still grip down there. So this is the point of the race when you actually start seeing people going either way down by the wall or way up high by the wall there, the outside wall. So, in a normal session, though, you'd have more people probably running down here. So let's try to run the high side. See what the setup's going to do. Whoa, there's just no grip. So that's what I said. Elduro, when it's a tacky track, is very flat foot, kind of a little bit boring. But boy, once you get rubber down on this track gets fun to drive. Holy crap. Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to run the high side and see how the setup's going to fare up there. So if I need to tighten it up a little bit or, you know, whatever the deal is. I want to find that out now rather than in this race session. So I know the setup's good on the low side. Now I just want to see how it is up on the high side, because, you know, when you're in the race, you always got to start seeking out, you know, after a few laps, you want to seek out where the moisture is, seek out where the fast line is. So right now I just want to run on the top side just to see how the car is going to fare. The setup doesn't feel too bad. I already have a setup adjustment in mind. I want to adjust the right front rebound just a little bit. I did that at Williams Grove, and I want to see if that also helps at Eldora too. Alright, just to make sure, how's the... Oh, wow. There's just no traction in the rubber. Alright, let's see how it is on the low side again. Smooth as butter on the low side. Thing is, though, is if you ever got a track state that started you out like this, everybody would be on the low side. So it's definitely good to see how the car is going to feel on the high side. Yeah, I can set faster laps on the low side. So funny thing is running a few laps down here, it's going to throw some of the loose stuff onto the rubber, and you'll actually gain a little bit of traction back there until you run over and get rid of it. Okay, back to the high side. This is where I really gotta test the car. There we go. I saved it. Don't worry about it. See, it's still good. It's still good. No. Okay. Maybe I want to bump that shock back up and then just the rebound. You would decrease it to add understeer. Okay. Also, I was gonna try a wing angle. You know, take away a degree of wing angle on the tacky track, but I never did. See how she is on the high side. I'll have to compare laps later. I should have noted in my head what the lap times were before. Boy, once one of the rear tires catches that rubbered up area, this car just, it's gone. Wow, let that right rear hit that rubbered upside. Man, does it snap on you. But that is one thing that is true about a sprint car. Respect that right rear tire. Because if you don't, it'll make you pay for it. I actually think that made the changes made to it was a lot worse, actually. So let's go back on that. Actually, wait, how did you get all that weight added to it? Why is it at 49% cross weight? How did that happen? That might explain why it was acting weird. Oh, whoops, I had it loaded the wrong side. 48.6. Okay, so the shocks do influence cross weight. Okay, that explains a lot. Must have misclicked something, because I don't remember doing that. So that makes it more outbound is positive. It'll make it tighter. Okay. That could explain why the car felt... It just did not feel at all like it did before. So it looks like about 4 or 5s in that area. If I could stay in the low 5s, that's similar to what I got. Yeah, there we go. Boy, the car felt so weird before. Yeah, I must have misclicked something and just didn't see it. I'll have to go back to the stream and watch it. So let's run a few laps on the low side. So I might just be able to leave the set alone, just be a little bit more careful. Just maybe even adjust the wing angle back, so... I mean, typically I know when you're running the high side, you'll run the wing angle back more, so that might be all I have to do. Yeah, I'm gonna go try that then. Yeah, it's 48.6. I was aiming for 48.2, roughly, but... I mean, I know this set feels good, so I might as well just leave it alone. For now. Oh, what was I just gonna do? Oh, yeah. Just go back to this and, move the wing angle back. For the top side, let's go... Let's stick with 4 for right now. It's gonna be slower on the low side, so that's normal. Gonna run a few laps down here, get the tires up to temp. Although I think in dirt racing that's not actually a good thing, so whatever. Let's just go to the high side now. Definitely tighten up the car a lot more. Car feels more drivable on the rubber, though. Whee! All right, let me let's go from -4 to -3. The high side is just not doing, it's not going anywhere. So let me just dial it back a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably spend a little extra time at Tacky. This is my first time ever being on Eldora Tacky with the 360. I've done it in the 410, but not in the 360. 410 doesn't lose. Ugh. Yeah, 410 doesn't lose a lot of time on the top side, but the 360 seems to lose it a lot more. So, yeah, that's gonna be. That might be something else I gotta do to the car. But what time is it? Oh wow, it's 5 after 5. Show off the setup one more time. Yeah, so to start off, I started at -2. I tend to like the car to be a little bit more sideways when you have a tackier track. So I like a lower wing position to start off. So that's what that was all my changes. Wait a minute. I did misclick that. Okay. No, I did add that actually. Yeah, never mind. I thought I accidentally clicked this, but no, that's right in the right position. So that's the changes I've done now. There's the tire setup, and I was able to do, what was it, 14.1s or 14.0 at a very tacky track here. So 13s are easily doable somewhere in the set. So I just gotta find it. But for now, I probably should get going. I'm getting pretty hungry, and yeah. If you're watching, I thank you for watching, and have a great day.